the very famous naval batteries. And a very curious thing of Spain that some people get a little bit surprised about it, because nobody questions that Spain has a border with France, with Portugal, with Andorra, even with Morocco, but border with Italy. We do have border with Italy because the land of this island projects sovereignty over the sea, and that brings up a limit in which we finished our waters and the waters of Italy begin, thus defining the border between Spain and Italy. This port had important fortress at the entrance, which after the different battles and conquers that have taken place here, it was only 200 years ago that the British gave back to Spain this port, which was used as a British naval base in the Mediterranean, and before that, a British port for corsairs to make pirate actions in the Mediterranean coasts of Spain, between exchange of goods between Barcelona, Tarragona, Castellón, Alicante, Valencia, Almería. So this was the base. Here at the end of the port, we find very interesting concept of dry port for sport boats. Small sport boats do not need important drafts, but they need protection. Protection from the sea, protection from the rain, protection from the thieves, protection from internal and external agents. And here in this area, you can find it easily. All this area being a military area, all of it, and all of this well protected by the city itself. Coming back to our port system in Spain, we stopped in Santander with the Bay of Santander and the port development on this shore, while all this area of Somo is in the environment, it's taken care a lot. Thus is one of the first ports in Spain that will be equipped with liquefied natural gas, both to provide fuel to land vehicles, a pumping station with LNG and compressed natural gas together with conventional fuels will be provided by the company Cepsa in this area, and it will be the first one to operate there. And once you have the logistics and the disponibility of liquefied natural gas, it will be quite easy to bunker not only the service ports of the Port of Santander, but also other bigger ports, particularly those ferries finding its mother port in Santander. Bilbao, we've already spoke about Bilbao, the Bilbao port that develops under the river, and the old port of Bilbao, and the new extension of Bilbao that is yet to develop and to come. Pasajes is a port almost in the border with Portugal. Moving to the Mediterranean, we have already commented Barcelona port and Barcelona port development with the mountain, military mountain, the old port, the city, and the development with the Olympic Games. No more space to develop because these two rivers establish a limitation on the coastal development of these two areas between the both main rivers. Tarragona, a very important port development close to Barcelona, but in an area of enormous industrial capabilities. Correct. The old Roman port. Castellón in the Valencia Autonomous is a very important port, particularly for containers containing azulejos of the area. Baleares, with the different ports of Alcudia, Ibiza, Palma, Salina. Valencia, I have already talked about Valencia, a port developed in the old times in this area and limited by the river. And once the river was deviated to a new area, all this part could be immediately and was developed to the port. So those is a clear case of engineering link between the hydraulic works on the river and the port's engineering activities linked to the development of the city itself. The old city of Valencia is around here, and this is the Valencia development close to the dangerous coastline in the old times. The eastern breakwater, as all eastern breakwaters in the Mediterranean port, generates this new space, in this case, the beach of La Malvarrosa. Alicante, to the south, Valencia, with a new development, the Levante dike, and the new development to the west of the eastern dike, and a very important hotel installations within the dike themselves. The all together with Barcelona, one of the few ports where hotel developments take place within the port itself. Now, the Spanish law permits hotel and lodging developments within the port land but with a special permission of the Council of Ministers. Our law permits to expropriate land to particular individual owners of those land if they are of need to develop the port, but it is an obligation of the government if those lands are no more needed for the use for which they were expropriated to the original owners, those lands have to be given back to the original owners, something that in some ports would create a big difficulty. Cartagena was used to be known by Admiral Andrea Doria for the port of Genoa, working for the Emperor Charles I of Spain and V of Germany, and for his father, for his son Philip II. The Admiral Andrea Doria used to say that in the Mediterranean area, Spain only had one port, that was the port of Cartagena. Actually, Cartagena was the naval base of the Carthaginian people during the Punic wars in the Mediterranean area between Rome and Carthage. Cartagena is one of the three important naval bases in Spain. Ferrol was the other one. We find here the old port of Cartagena, which because of its shallowness has no more shallow water, and instead of that houses have been built. But naturally from time to time on the cementation of those houses, you can find yourself with some shipwrecked long time ago. Almeria port connecting the Spanish Peninsula with northern African territories from Spain, from Morocco, with the same scheme, a castle or a mountain, and a river, and a breakwater. Motril, we already described Motril. Motril port has a species, an enormous quantity We already spoke about Cádiz, Las Palmas in the Canary Islands, and Tenerife that has the deepest vertical breakwater in the world. Huelva has the record of length of life. The breakwater Juan Carlos I, over 21 kilometers long, is the longest breakwater in the world. So Spain has the deepest breakwater, the biggest breakwater, and the longest breakwater in the world. Sevilla, a port that used to be extremely important in times of the Muslim occupation of the Spanish Peninsula. The Guadalquivir, water Alquivir, big river. The Rio Guadalquivir could permit the navigation of boats up to the very important Moorish city of Córdoba. In Córdoba took place an explosion of civilization and of knowledge before the fall of the Spanish Muslim kingdom, because of showing once more that commerce that needs to be attended by maritime traffic is really the engine of development and of a well-being or making well-being, thus permitting everybody to have a better and safer living. Thank you very much to all of you for your attention this afternoon, and I am ready to receive any questions or comments from any of the pupils that have been following totally or partially our interventions on this Thursday. Thank you very much again. ¿Qué quieren partir o no?